Hello! Hello, everyone. We're back! The chicken tenders are ready to fry. And so am I. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. How's everyone doing today? Doing good? The time has come once again to continue our extremely long trip through the main story quest leading up to Endwalker. Whew. So before we get started, I noticed the other day that I hadn't finished something in my New Game Plus mode. The Evil East questline hadn't been unlocked. I forgot the very last quest of that. With strange wine shenanigans, which I guess was very appropriate given where we ended off yesterday. So I got that done in my own time, and people got ripped off, and wine got smashed, and I got a title. So all's well that ends well, I suppose. That's a good question, Porp. Probably. Although it's also easy to miss. Anyways. Thank you to the Primals. What good timing. Alright, you guys ready to get started? I know I'm ready. Let me just get things going here. Whatcha? Aha! Here we are. Ready to go. Alright. Let me just come out of here. So to recap, we defeated Titan. Perhaps extremely embarrassingly for Titan, given which battle we decide is canon. Actually, both of them were pretty embarrassing. He either got to die in one hit or die to auto attacks. That's a tough decision. Alright. So now let's talk to Y'shtola. She is keen to discuss my next task. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. A completely normal one with nothing horrible happening. The word will already have reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Darius. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Hold on. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this pleasant, like, little caption here, where everyone's having a great time. That couldn't possibly be an attempt to mislead us now, could it? No. They wouldn't do something like that. Alright, let's go to Limsa and turn this quest in. I'm sure everything's going to be perfectly fine. To the Aft Castle. Like, that's not even like an everything's going okay screenshot, like little, I guess, image. That's like an everything's going great, we're all having a fantastic time being best buds together, like, image. It's good to see you, Captain Stormcrow. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I am pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit, now Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the Warriors of Light less keenly, and there can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. Suffice it to say, we are glad to have a scion in our ranks. I shall relay the details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the scions of the 7th Dawn. Until next time, Captain. Wow, applause. I think you fight her in Hullbreaker Hard. If I remember correctly. Oh. What was that, Minfilia? Darius, this is Minfilia. Y'shtola has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and Y'shtola emerged from Ogomoro unscathed. Why, Tataru and the others seem as glad of that as they did of Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. God's speed. Alright. I'm sure everything's fine. Good things. All good things. All good things. That's it. That's the whole fucking phrase. There's nothing extra to add on to the end of that. Alright. I hate these. These like half chair mounts. Why? They're the worst! I like that we got 2 half chair mounts and we got each half, but we didn't get like a chair mount. That is like a 2-seater. Yep, just 2 half chair mounts. Sit right on the edge. Right on the edge. Don't worry about falling off. It's fine. And it's like, it's a Valentine's Day chair, but like, the way I'm sitting on it is like, I'm closing myself off to whoever's next to me. My arms are crossed. My legs up on my knee, like, I'm just closing myself off here. No! Uh-oh, what's this? Was that screaming I heard? I'm not sure I want to know. You hear that commotion just now? What in the 7 hells were they doing in there? Wrestling a beast? You look like the adventurous type. Mind taking a quick look? I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure everyone was just really raucous and pleased with what has transpired. Fighting Titan. Yeah, this looks fine. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Look at them all. Hey, that's a Garla man. What the heck? Hoo boy. Oh my god. She's dead. The weird doppelganger is dead. Well, I guess if there's no quartermaster here, can I just take what I want? I'm sure it's fine. Everyone's just real tuckered out after the party. They didn't even save me any pizza. So all this, and there's only one dead Garla man. Up 2. Look at this guy. He's dead. Shouldn't have been rude to me. Well, the eye patch twins are gone. Oh, and this vase didn't make it. It got tipped over. Didn't smash, though. Alright. What's going on here? Noraxia. Uh-oh. Best Sylph is gone. This one is glad. Walking one is safe. Oh boy. Here comes the Echo. Echo, take the wheel.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed.
I don't like the way she read that line. I don't like it.
Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Pizza's here. That guy died before he even finished his sentence. Did you see that? Wow.
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan.
Well, they beat me here. I could have died if Yashtola didn't make me go report it.
No mercy.
Oh no.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you.
Yeah, confounded is kind of like a well darn. Like she's not particularly concerned, like more she's inconvenienced.
On the condition you spare the innocents.
This was your plan? Well done.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
Olivia's gun knuckle things are cool though.
But how?
It's not like you're within eye shot of Castrum Marinum or anything. That couldn't be it.
Hold that thought.
You had one job, Noraxia. I appreciate your courage, but come on. And also, oof.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Oh, damn.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away.
You know what I think
The
this
rivers
warrants?
found our quarry. The High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream.
Man, Livia is a real piece of work.
I said enough.
Oh man, he wasn't even killed by the Scions.
We leave. Bring the prisoners.
Alright. Walking one. Or walking one Minfilia asked this one to get kicked. Get kicked in the stomach and then into a wall. In case walking one returned, this one has to say, at church in Eastern Thanalan, walking one must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect walking one Minfilia from Imperial ones. Yep, the meat wagon arc begins. Forgive this one, the meat wagon with a small side salad, as we see here. Save what? Save what? Save what? I'll never know. That's it. Save these nuts? Man, that's not even out of character for a sylph. Haha, got him. Man, that'd be great. She was part of Gaius's crew before they decided they want to make him sympathetic. It's true. Before they decide to make him sad dad, as opposed to just bad dad. Well, time to go. Nothing to see here. Alright, guys, as is tradition. Oh, everyone cleared off. As is tradition. Raining at Camp Drybone, what do you think? Yeah, bad dad who is definitely having sex with his adopted daughter, Livia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember that pretty clearly. Raining? Oh, it's dry bone today. What are the odds? Apparently good enough. Alright. Iliud. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. Which of these should I pick? I mean, this is true, although not in this case. Well, you know what? We'll find out the truth about whether or not Livia and Gaius had a thing going on in this, or potentially the next stream. We're getting pretty close. The wild roses. I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. Well, alright. Curse my enemies! Strike them down, father! How? How could this have happened? Are you certain Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Why, yes. Alright. Let us pray no further harm comes to them. Yeah, I don't think it was ever explicitly confirmed, but it was, like, heavily suggested. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marx, could you come here for a moment? Yes, father? Hair braiding? It's true, they could have been hair braiding. We don't know what she looked like under that helmet. It could have just been all braids. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marx. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain. Marx is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he surely would have perished in the desert. Mark, I want you to look after Darius. Do you understand? Yes, father. Also, he wears goggles all the time. He's a goggly boy. Now here's the thing that kind of bothers me about this. This church clearly has very close ties with the Scions, and the Scions were like, damn, if only we knew where Sid was. So does that mean, like, just no one came and looked? In the years? The years since the calamity? Yes, it's the Negacid, the Deke. Excuse me, Darius, do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horologe, which is found in the pocket of a man you brought here for burial. There's something familiar about it, but I cannot... just what? I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so, and I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a bullpoint chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse that you should cover it. Or that should cover it. Ahem. Onward. The Scions were running their Skyrim AI scripts for 5 years. Oh no, it's this mount. I forgot I even had this mount. I forgot this mount existed at all. This looks like an incredibly uncomfortable mount. Alright. A bullpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nose pincers. Those things don't come cheap, you know. Well, here's a weighty coin purse. Those balls! I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Heh. Alright. I seem to recall having to go all the way back into Ul'dah for that normally. But you know what? I'll take that. Eh. Have you brought the tools I requested? I actually think you had to go to multiple places for these. But I could just be misremembering. The idea of a warrior of light that insists on calling Sid Marks? Yeah, that'd be good. Just wait here a moment. It was for naught, though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? Maybe if you had a fussy Garlean to argue about technology with, it would jog your memory. But how? How did I do it? These hands. Catch them. My hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. I was in small watch repair. And I jailbroke phones. Pardon me, Darius. This was a mistake. Please, give the horolog to Sister Eluned. The man who wants to own it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Horolog? Horolog? Horologe? I think it's a clock. You couldn't just call it a chronometer. Good evening to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? By some manner of clockwork rigidity, the strange contraption can precisely measure and follow the 24 bells in a single turn of the sun. It is a clock. And yes, I am here to pay tribute to this man in the traditional sylph fashion. Okay. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies, including the guns used to kill most of the scions. Mark said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that his owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marks manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Thatch roof cottages. I recognize you now, Darius. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are pleasantly being removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. It's a grand old time, very pleasant. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. I don't know, that seems pretty closed to me. Alright. To Horizon. Away we go. Off to the meat wagon. The corpse retrieval arc. Whatever you want to call it. Alright. The bodies are just out here, are they? Not yet. Alright. You don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas but the stuff of nightmares, I tell ye, God's damn Imperials. So the Imperials just moseyed right on in, and nobody stopped them. Nobody even, like, interfered a little. Like, did they just, like, land right there and walk in? And people were like, I think something's going on in there. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, but I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, had I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Ah, never mind. Anyway, there's a carriage coming to haul the bodies to the Lich Yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folk are starting to turn. Super. Some of these folk just soiled themselves instantly. Ah, the very, very, very slow cast bar as we check their pockets for valuables. All in a day's work. Why can't I hold all these corpses? Oh, I see. The speed of the cast bar is relative to the size of the body. That's a weird touch. Imagine a guy just running down the street here with 4 corpses, just 2 on each shoulder. What happened to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. How you are able to fit this stiff scion of the 7th Dawn corpse into your bag is a mystery best left unsolved. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. Boy! I'm sure glad I'm not a grief-stricken companion of these people. I'm sure that would be very, 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 very upsetting to have you be so laissez-faire about it. Alright. The eye patch twins are no more. Yeah, lazy bastard. Get down here. You'll carry these corpses and you'll like it. Alright, and we can't forget the side of coleslaw. If I remember, we have to return Noraxia to the Shroud. As is tradition. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. Wow, wow, wow. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them our work here is done. Very well. Yes, you, my good sir, are getting a 1-star review. It'd be 0 stars, but that's as low as they let me go. Why the egg today? Why the egg? Explain. Alright. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that, in doing so, you found some small measure of peace, hauling the corpses of your dead comrades, as several individuals were very callous about the whole process. I'm sure that helps you grieve. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we've begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Yeah. They just kind of got, like, absolutely trounced by, like, generic Garleans. Like, well done, Scions. I'm glad you're in the god-killing business. Although we can perform rites for most of the Scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solus. Little Solus. Solus Zos Galvus. Just small. It is only proper that she be given to the care of her friends and family, that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. All right, off we go. It's probably going to be well received. I guess we're not keeping our coleslaw after all. It's little solace for little solace. Yep, this is fine. Just holding on to Noraxia's corpse and spinning into little solace. This one is surprised to see walking one in little solace. How can these ones assist walking one? Here's a dead body just for you. Noraxia? But this one does not understand. All my friends are dead. Camuxio, this one has heard such wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Oh, 12, her head came off. I mean, it's probably in that bush somewhere. I mean, whatever, right? It's fine. Your plants, they're plants. Doesn't really matter. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking one has returned a little solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Noraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. Sending her off was the right idea. Do you think the sylphs bleed blood? I don't think they do. So not only Noraxia, but many of the Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia. Noraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Noraxia at the end. Tell this one that Noraxia was brave. Tell this one that Noraxia did not suffer. Well, I mean, she got kicked into the wall by Livia, and that was enough to kill her. So we're talking some pretty serious internal trauma, most likely. And the fact that she laid there dying, it was probably awful. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones that these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. Oh boy. Bury me not on the lone prairie. Why is that familiar? I don't know. I don't know why that's familiar. Anyways, why the egg? Why is it always the egg here? Is there something being randomized that makes it the egg? We thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence, we interred the remaining scions in the lich yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Darius. Well, okay. I'm just gonna wander in here to this meteor icon and have a good rest. Hello, not Sid. Deek. Marx believes he is being watched. I'm not imagining it, Darius. I know I'm being watched. This is different. Sinister. It's as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me? Please? Pretty please? Onegai shimasu? It will only take a moment. Alright. Sid has the power over the gods and anime on his side. He has nothing to fear. There we go. My god, this tombstone's been watching Sid. How can this be? Frumentarius. And as we know from Nero saying earlier, Frumentarius sees all. It's their weird spy division. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Iliad must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think the others may come for me again. A lover? A hated rival? Maybe both? It's complicated. Man. So in 1.0, Sid was clean shaven. And he looked awful, by the way. Like, Sid looked absolutely horrible without his beard. Because he had the same, like, flippy hair that he has now. Just clean shaven. Yeah, beardless Sid wasn't great. Heavens forfend that such a thing would happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or his possessions? I don't know, man. He looked like a pretty normal Imperial spy to me. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marks was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames here before more Imperials come. Ah, boy. Naked face Sid is worse, Sid. You're right. Oh god, it's an Imperial!
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate.
I wanted to come in and be like, first. Bad bitch alert.
At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn.
Yeah, he didn't like them as they were, but now they're dead, so he can do things his way.
And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
For you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano.
This vaguely Irish old man. I think that's what that accent is, just slightly Irish.
I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
I like that there's just a bottle of wine on the ground. Like this is a classy church. Just pick up your communion wine there. Hit him, Sid.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right.
Is the mark of greatness his Garlean third eye?
Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life.
Yep. Sam Riegel. It's Teddy. If he was more like Teddy, he probably would have been more likable, but it's very clear he was given like maximum smug as his direction.
But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
That's right. Hit Alfie Node with that hammer. Do it! Kill him, Sid!
Are you? Alfie no Levelier, at your service.
Ooh. Levelier.
As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea.
Yep, he is like just perfectly designed to be insufferable.
Repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak.
Uh-oh.
Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals.
At least that we know of.
In her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled.
You must have repressed this voice acting.
If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary.
Oh man, this part's very, very, very dull. Or at least it was in the original, I guess, version of these quests. We'll see what it's actually like.
And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
Thine airship, fool.
I have an airship?
You are an airship. Transform. Sorry, Elf, you know, I can only be your friend once your dreams are shattered and what little hope you have is cast to the wind. That's right. Only once you've been broken down can we be friends.
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship.
I forget who I was talking to. One of my friends was talking about, I can't believe this is the version of his kids that Fortuno likes.
It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the
Yeah,
calamity.
Korthus is coming up.
So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Yep, no wonder. Ah, he got his oven mitt back.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
Yep, he went to the kitchen and stole it. He left the one that's like got a hole in the finger though, so if you grab a tray and you're not careful, you burn yourself. Oh yeah, you found out what his flask actually is?
They need my airship. They
That thing
need
around his neck?
me.
Sid, the Garlean that uses a Highlander's rigging instead of Elysian rigging like all the other. It's at the end of Bosia. How do I not remember it? The Enterprise. I've heard that name before, but where? I don't know, man. Maybe it's the airship. Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons, every whim, I was gathering information on our feathered foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. Wow! Oh, that's right. It's a locket with, like, little Sid and his dad inside. That's a pretty serious indictment of the company of heroes there. I suppose we should be grateful for our good fortune, though it matters little, should Garuda grow powerful enough to bring Eorzea to heel. Jeez, Elf, you know. Chocobo, please. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Darius. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but the tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Ulda, it states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Korthus. Ida is a Highlander with a Midlander rig, right? Yep. She is an Alamegan that existed before female Highlanders were a thing. And, like, they also use Midlanders for a lot of young Highlanders. We're just the larval stage of Highlanders, you see. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have the records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still need of you and the Scions. Pray, look after yourself and Sid, Darius. I'm either looking after myself or Sid, one or the other. Not both. Yeah, I think when we saw a preview of like Garlemald proper in one of the like photos, I guess, for Endwalker, there was like a street that had like traffic lines on it. I think. A pretty like modern looking street though. Oh yeah, those Astrology Tower guys. Hooray! Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise, you speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? Aye, I needn't refer to the records. I know that airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Kurthus. What became of it after, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vort Fort. His name, I know it's Vortafar, but his name is Vort Fort. At Florentel's Spire, he was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Man, don't you tell me what to do. Don't you tell me what I need. Tell you what you need. Mind your own goddamn business. It's always the same with these people. A Realm Reborn Alfie is 100% the kind of dude to ironically say, while you were busy having premarital sex, I was studying the blade. Yes, while you were busy partying and adventuring, I was studying etiquette and diplomacy. Have you come in search of Vortfort? Well then, well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the Great Snows came to Kurthus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Carteneau, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. The Enterprise, or if the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the Calamity, I'd wager it was still somewhere in Korthus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to obtain them you would need to deal with the Ish Guardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium, though they may refuse you at first. I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Sure. Onwards! You know, I do kind of miss 1.0 Korthus. Any Korthus that's not being strangled by ice. You ever wonder what this is? This big metal thing? Like, is this a big Garlean airship that crashed at some point? The nail, yeah. Or is it just a piece of Dalamud that's like frozen? It's probably a piece of Dalamud or some Allegan nonsense. elegance, am I right? Does old Charlayan have any native threats on the island? Probably. I mean, there's probably something. Aggressive bureaucrats. Alright. Ludovois? Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! How absurd, as if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the Observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. You're not getting the suck. Not out here. Damn. Halone, have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I am on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Okay. I will know him by his uniform and not his shit attitude. I don't know anything from lore books, at least offhand, about old Charlayan. They must have something. I'm sure they have... I would also believe they have a lot of threats that aren't native to their island, just like creatures they've brought and cataloged. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Puh. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Not the heretics. Oh no. Definitely your favorite part of 2.0's story. Finally getting to do Ishgard stuff. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. You think? We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray, proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmel. Okie dokie. It's time to go to the guys who wear sugarloaf hats. Oof, look at those hats. Cool tassel, man. Maybe a bit biased, maybe a little. Maybe a little. The Dragoon Mane, a bit biased. We'll see. Ah, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovois be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with the heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, speak with it. Pray, seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Forlamore up above. Alright, up the spiral staircase. I have very vivid memories of running up and down the staircase for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why this is like the part I specifically remembered. What are you guys talking about? But the readings say otherwise. The Horde will attack within the fortnight. I mean, if Heaven's Word happens within the fortnight, then yes. And I believe it does. Heaven's Word does occur very quickly. Who is this man? Who is this strange look-alike? How strange. He's got the bell on his shield, so we know it's not Haurchefant properly. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which is raged for generations. Speak not of some mere spat between Seltheron nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Halone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Folomore. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guess. Inquisitor Guillaume, or Guillaume. You honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Was I now? Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durender's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Kurthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Kurthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge. Next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Okay. I was not aware you had aided House Durender in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Could you, like, look it up and then just tell me? Decide if it's worth telling me? I don't know. You have vivid memories of breaking your legs a lot in this tower. Yes! I specifically remember a certain somebody riding a Gubu off the top of the tower when I was near the bottom and just hearing the crunch as a Gubu lands right on top of me. You there, sir. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine is yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm to me that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Alright, let's leave through this way. It's kind of neat, though. This big telescope pointed directly at the sun. Alright, well, you do you, man. Away! Down into this here cave. Look at all that stuff over there. Now, that's just the Ixali stuff. He looks fine. Look at him. He's having a great time. What a relief to see someone other than the goddamn Birdman. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You are not one of our knights. A man of House Durender cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Ah, yes. Famed Ishgardian hospitality. Let me just ride this dragon back. It'll be fine. Alright. Hey guys, don't mind me, just riding in on a dragon. Yep, nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering something about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. Ah, but you were eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Durender is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might be able to locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portelaine for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durender carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining the information from the other high houses. Well, I suppose that's good enough. All the way down. Woo! Crunch. Telescoping kneecap tower. Cleared. Where are we looking? In here? In here. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, now I hear you've rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you, but while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. I mean, you can leave House Zamael out. That's okay. It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Fine! Now, I understand that you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance that any portion of the shipment remains, would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Halenart, further improving the chances that they will indulge your request for aid. Very well. Is it House Halenart or House Eleanor? That's the question. It's French, right? So you wouldn't pronounce the H. Pardon me. Oh no. Chop. Chop. Let me just punch this guy in the gut. Okay. And away we go. I never know if I should help out with those. Just let people fight or just clear them out real quick. I suppose it really doesn't matter. They're not missing much if I kill them. Busy work. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Boy, do I. Stolen wares. God bless you, friend. It's all here. Every last... Oh, but wait. That chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Uh-oh. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents of your shipping manifest, be my guest. Ah, yes, the plot thickens here. I remember this. Fury, take me, a draconian rosary in the possession of Lord Francel. Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halenart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halenart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Ooh. Trouble's a-brewing. Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Halenart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The storm that is approaching. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. All the flowers! Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Alright. I'll have to mix it up with some dastardly Inquisitors. Well, not quite yet. But soon! This whole quest line paints a very bleak picture of Ishgard. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? Ew. Is that an Edelweiss in your pocket? Or Edelweiss in your pocket? Are you happy to meet me? What a weird way to put it. I see, Sir Carolo has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Corthus since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. There's trouble. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I have to say at this point. Though the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It is as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. Missing airship. I see. It may require prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Horchefant of House Fortom commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Who's this Horchefant guy? He doesn't sound important. Let's go see. Again, don't mind the dragon. So foggy here. Wouldn't be that foggy if it was cold. It'd be exceedingly dry, would it not? Alright. It's Horchefant. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself, but enough chatter. Pray, tell me why you've come. Wow, just being a cool guy right from the get-go. Rhyme ice for days with that kind of fog? For real, everything would just be coated. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? Gotta miss an airship, dude. So, this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events. For while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartno, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at that time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. Cool! In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fortom. Just being a cool guy right out of the gate, huh? Huh? Can't believe it. Who is this man? As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Fortom included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean there are not individual or influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Neen of mine own House Fortamps, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There is also Cravelin of House Helenart, who can be found in Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Durandare yet? Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Fortom. Do not concern yourself with House Zamael. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned and return to me when finished. Well, alright. Look at this map. This really hard to parse map. Well, okay. Where to? Up here? Up there. In this building. Why, hello, good sir. What's that, an airship you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Fortemps does, for they did. Or if they did, I definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Halenard have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Sounds like a conspiracy to me, but what do I know? I am but a humble adventurer. A humble adventurer on his strange metal horse. I remember going all over the old Korthus map in 1.0. It was an interesting kind of thing. You could see Ishgard in the distance, but you couldn't get close. Halone, grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Horchefant? I want to help you, I truly do, but these accusations of heresy have thrown House Halenard in chaos. Right now, we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. No help. No help from friend. I distinctly remember having to do like a quest for all these people, or a couple quests for all these people. Maybe they cut back on it. Or maybe I'm just remembering there being a lot more busy work than there actually was. We'll never know. Such things are lost to time. Okie dokie. Let's try this guy again. I gather you have been busy since we last spoke. Lord Honchefant's missive was positively glowing. But if you think that this endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Guillaume has arrived in Korthus, countless heretics have been discovered. Even among the elite of Ishgardian society. Lord Horchefant wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Wow, I can't believe this new Inquisitor suddenly started finding heretics everywhere. He must be really good at his job, and there must be no other reason. The busy work has been significantly slashed. I thought so, which is good. I remember the part leading up to Garuda after you get the airship being a real slog, though. Attuning crystals and stuff. Ugh. Hopefully I don't have to do a lot of that. Alright. Let's see if Horchefant's made any headway. Old Harchfant. By your countenance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. Nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Korthus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard provide provide more pertinent information. I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading south towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravanian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray, journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. So there were 4 vigils, right? Steel Vigil, Stone Vigil, Dawn Vigil, and Dusk Vigil. And we've been to 3 of the 4, I believe. And before, all the vigils were very, very small. Where's he going? That's not to the south. That's to the north. And before, the vigils were really small, like... kind of like this building up here, like the steel vigil kind of resembles it, although it's much bigger. Like they were just some stone palisades, if I remember right. Yeah. Like these are extremely grand edifices here. I wonder whatever happened to the Dawn Vigil. Yeah, Steel Vigil, Stone Vigil, Dawn Vigil, and Dusk Vigil. Oh boy, these knights seem fine. Alright. I guess I have to help them all. Who goes there? Darius? No, stay back. The Fiend is still here. Oh no, it's an Avis. Their teeth creep me out. Look at those teeth. Gross. Halone be praised, you did it, but what are the others? The 3 knights who accompanied me, where are they? Let me go help them. Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Helenard if we cannot even slay a single Avis? We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Helenard will never forget your kindness. They'll remember. Not never forget. I mean, it's the same thing, but I paraphrase it because I read too fast. Ahem. Heard the beast cries from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe? Bless you, sir. Bless you. Get out of here. Unnerved knight. Arise! Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. How is that possible? How could such a thing be? Perhaps there is a traitor among us? No. Among us. It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I'd hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Helenard that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. The Among Us chicken nugget sold on eBay for like $95,000. That is absurd. Amogus. We have been brought ever lower by these despicable accusations of heresy, and despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. Now, okay, I get that you guys yielded Steel Vigil to the Horde, but Stone Vigil's not doing so great. Dusk Vigil's not doing so great, and I imagine Dawn Vigil isn't in better shape. You panicked very hard when you saw that you typoed. That is an unfortunate typo. It's just one of those words. What did you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at the Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. Me, a heretic? I don't even know what's going on around here. A not unreasonable fear given the zeal with which Inquisitor Guillaume has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association yours. Man, this place sucks. As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found within the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So it's found in a locked chest labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here's what you do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Kurthus, so he might have some inkling of who could be responsible. Well, alright. Let me just ride this behemoth. Native to this region, sort of, kind of. At least the fate is. Man, it's been a couple years at least since I've even seen that fate. But I mean, it must happen still. Just nobody talks about it because nobody cares. Good use of space in here, guys. Someone tampering with shipments? Fury strike me down if all them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted. Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a House Halenar man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family too. I ain't saying the porters that were bringing the shipment did it though. I know most of them what work the trade routes and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, almost every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it. Could have been the fellows who were responsible for the inspections? Ha! Ishgardian Knights and Inquisitors, a lot of them, as if they'd ever turn their cloaks. Reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from White Brim Front this eve. You might consider having a word with them. Oh, I will have a word. Several words, possibly. Just the one behemoth. Unless you've also got Kaiser Behemoth and Kurthus Western. Is it Kaiser? Or does it have a different name? Because there's that fate out there too that gives you the little earring. Beg your pardon, you suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Halenar's shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. Alright, I will. House Zamail. Nothing. Who's this? No time to talk, we're on a tight schedule. Once we've made our deliveries here, we're to deliver parcels to Skyfire Locks. Oh boy. I find a draconian rosary. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. Look upon these and weep. But that's impossible! Once the night White Brim Front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. If I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Haurchefant, I will not be held accountable for this. Okay, I'm telling Haurchefant. I'm telling! Ugh. As soon as I look away, I run into the wall. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. But more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? Take a look at this. More draconian rosaries, and every single parcel bound for Skyfire Locks. That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Halenar's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. And praise Halone that he did. Lord Francel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. Here we go. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Halenar were heretics. At last, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would ask that I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Brigitte. Tell her that House Fortom asks, nay, demands that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. Alright. Briggy Smalls. Oh look, it's Sid and Alfie now. I'm glad we left the observatorium. The people there were not friendly. Though even here I can feel eyes upon us. We We are not safe here. We came to find an airship, yet now we meddle in Ishgardian affairs of state. Gods, if Alize were here, I would never hear the end of it. Life's hard, huh? Life must be real hard for you, man. Alright. There she is. Up there. What is it, my child? Lord Harchiffon would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Guillaume presides over Lord Francel's trial at the Witch Drop, even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Francel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halone's halls with the heroes of Ishgard. Cool! That's always a good sign. Don't worry, if he was innocent, God'll sort it out. They have taken Lord Francel to Witch Drop. This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Darius, I would dispatch you and one of my knights to Witch Drop to forestall the proceedings. Until such time, I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Guillaume in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. Oh boy. Do whatever you must to prove him innocent as a... innocent of heresy, even if you must commit heresy yourself. So be it. Yeah, the Witch Drop is a pretty dire name, and it's a pretty dire place. Let's just drop heretics down into this crevasse. And there are voids sent down there, so you know they don't clean up the bodies. It's Urlene. Hail Darius. As you can see, Lord Francel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor, but if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. Well, alright. Let's go. Joacine Charlemagne Francel de Helenar, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers, these charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Dravanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Halone to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of the gods and men. Leap from the cliff and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halone's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their Draken forms and be put to the sword. Rutrow. In the name of House Fortam, I beseech you, stay your hand. We're here, ready to fight, I think. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Harchiffon. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francel are without merit. Yes, amazing. Die or die. We humbly request that the proceedings be suspended until such time as a full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. What if you're a dragoon and you just hop down and you're like, haha, I did it. Lord Harchiffon has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold them until Lord Harchiffon arrives, Darius, and remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. Not even just a little harm as a treat. They won't die from fall damage if they aren't in battle, that's right. But that's the trick, a true-ish guardian is always in battle against the unbelievers. And that's where they get you. Oh no, the Ishgardian Chirurgian is too late. So no harm may come to the Inquisitor, but these knights are fine. Fuck them. Alderic the Unyielding. You seriously remembering why you hated Ishgard? Yeah, they're not endearing themselves to us here. Not even a little. Oh, I've got meter to spend finally. Lord Harchiffon has come. Harchiffon of the Silver Fuller. Ah, the music changed. Yes, no one expects the Ishgardian Inquisition part. It's very nice to have something to spend meter on. What's this? A dastardly dragon? That's invulnerable. At last, your treachery is laid bare, he says, as the dragon attempts to kill us. It's a dragon, I seen it. They called the dragon Stone Skin. You mean to tell me this Ishgardian conjurer has stone skin? I don't believe it, chat. How could such a thing be? Where's he going? Come here. Aww. Just spamming cure on himself. Typical. This will not be forgotten. And the dragon run. Alderic drops the draconian rosary. How could this be? Weren't these men investigating the heretics? This is highly suspect. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop. But this trial, like many others, I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Halenart. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof have you of this? Check this shit out. By the Fury, a draconian rosary, than the knight who refused to yield. It was he who summoned the wyvern. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights. This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Haurchefant. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Kurthus, Darius. Pray, locate your errant airship and use it. Damn. Doing this as a dragoon, like, yes, I know we're apparently heretics, but also I'm an illegal dragoon on top of it. Yep, an unlicensed dragoon. I can't believe it. Lord Haurchefant, I have not the words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Halenart. Praise Halone, it did not come to that, but it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Darius. Pray, visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. Sure thing, sport. I have recuperated. Time to visit Haurchefant at Camp Dragonhead. Yeah, this paints a pretty grim image of Ishgard, doesn't it? A grimmage, if you will. Over the table. You look well, Darius. I must say what a pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. Were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and I might well have perished at the hands of the heretic and his wyvern. House Fortin and House Halenart shall never forget your service. Now, let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. The man with the knowledge of the enterprise awaits you outside. I pray this information proves useful to you. Outside? Who could it be? A discomposed cataloger. Cool sideburns, brother. How quickly the commoners' opinions changed. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Kurthus several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the stone Vigil in the far northwest. there's a reason why you've called it shitty Catholic elves. You are correct in that assessment, ma'am. Extremely correct. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, they would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. The Lord Haurchefant is, from all indications, quite fond of you. So mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. That's me, the success friend. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil? Perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I shall write a letter to Lord Drimont of Whitebin Front and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice. So I suggest that you request Lord Francel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, Darius. May Helone guide you. Is that it? Is that seriously it? That can't be it. I remember so much more! An excess of intrigue, if you will. Let us away. Up to the Skyfire locks. Wonderful to see you again, Darius. If there's anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that this too was once an outpost held by House Halenart. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravanian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have conquered have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drimont. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Halenart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor a great hatred towards us. And towards you now as well. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably fine. Mounting up indoors was a mistake. Am I going to be able to... I'm not going to be able to get over the nail. I'm going to have to go around. Alright. Around the nail. But what is it? I should look at the lore book. Here's a big old piece of Dalamud. Okay. That's where we're going, White Brim. Home of everyone's favorite Cyclops fate. It gives you the weird little imp in a diaper. You desire an audience with Lord Drimont, do you? Ha! I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. Damn, man. That's hard times. What do we have here? Letters from Lords Haurchefant and Francel, is it? Likely. Oh, you're serious. What to do? What to do? How about your job? Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drimont's attentions are focused solely on Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Albois. Yeah, Sir Albois can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storm room on the opposite side of the yard. Ah yes, the Ishgardian runaround. I love that. I'm not gonna help you. Oh, you have letters that made it so I have to help you? What now? Time is a resource we can ill afford to squander. We must gain entrance to the Stone Vigil without further delay. Okay, Elfino. This is weird. It's very, very unlike the rest of FF14 to have like NPCs just in the periphery of your like character as opposed to directly getting involved with things. Sir Brunandier bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you he is mistaken. Lord Drimont hasn't the time to be speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for the head chirurgeon, Astidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? Oh my god. The runaround. Remember the Witcher 3 quest where you gotta try to get the money out of your bank account? Vaguely? I remember currency exchange being a thing in that game. Always exchanging currency. Hey Sid, how you doing? If the Enterprise is indeed inside the Stone Vigil, then we must convince Lord Drimont to cooperate. Okay, Sid, thanks. I'm here to visit a patient, sir. What's this? Letters of introduction from House Fortemps and Halenar? With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray, proceed to the barracks and speak with Lord Godunal. He should know Lord Drimont's current whereabouts. The runaround continues. Here we go. Going into the barracks. They sure don't want to help. They're just trying to pass the buck. So they're not going to be the person who helps the outsider. That's what it is. I know it. I know a fate. Alright. What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you're in luck. Lord Drimont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. I want to go capture the Stone Vigil. Let me in there. I'll kill everything. Sir Godunal permitted your passage. Very well, speak. Here are some letters. Just for you! Yes, round and round in the occupied lands of the Elf French. The snooty Elf French. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with Scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you an avatar of the Fury herself? Even better. Technically Azema. Actually, Azema's technically an avatar of me. Yeah, that's right. That sounds right. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drimont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Korthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Non Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive, but that's impossible. Well, here he is. Indeed it is, my lord. Uh-oh, it's this asshole. Do not be deceived by their honeyed word. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, House Durandare marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil. Who should appear in white brim front but three mysterious strangers? Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and two scions of the Seventh Dawn. A defunct band of misfits. A defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I would hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these three seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment, I nearly believed this mummer's farce. I can't believe it. You three will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. Did you see that gesture that Guillaume made? Oof. It could be moons before House Durandare purges the dragons from Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Sid, Darius, we must do whatever it takes to learn Lord Drimont's trust. Understood? Yeah. I'm doing it. What if I just give him a lot of money? What if I just threatened to murder everyone? That works, right? They respect that. Where am I going? Oh, right there. Host 4 and his buddy, Fosquane. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in White Brim Front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Dremont's mind? If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinion of those under his command. Win over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contain no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. It wouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in the Danafan Pass? And take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens the mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Now, I have a very distinct memory of this quest line, and constantly coming through Kurthus to find people doing the fight against the mud puppy without using the vinegar. And it's doable, it just takes forever and a week. So just watching people slowly thumping away. And also this was a bottleneck for bots, if I remember right. Having them clip into the wall. And struggling immensely. Let's see how much damage we do just without. You see, that's pretty resilient. But not so once we have applied the vinegar. Quite a simple matter. Mud puppies hate it! It's true. This one weird trick. Dun, 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 dun. I'm here to save the day. Ride my horse indoors over the tables. Didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Of course it worked. Oh dear, remind me to never wander near a mud puppy's spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila! Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here and up above. Sure thing. Here you go, Theophilien. You there, lad, don't think I didn't see you cook and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with steak, it would certainly be my pleasure to oblige you. Yes! Yes! I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men, and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. That's the kind of attitude you like to see in your guards. We had to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Here you go. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Halone's blessings be upon you, friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. A fortnight? We gonna fortnight dance? I sort of did drift into Xenos territory with that one a bit, didn't I? Yes! Yes! Just so! Alright. Ever must we maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance? You're a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. All right. Feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? Ah, but I've forgotten about the hard-working chirurgeons at the infirmary. So rarely do they take meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Synoda? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. There's a Haurchefant Fortnite running around in Primal? Oh no. When are we gonna get the Fortnite dance in FF14? The people demand it. Now, was it here? Yes, this looks like where you would find a chirurgeon. This looks like just the sort of place. Or is it? Do I have to go downstairs? I may have to... No, she's right there. Beg your pardon, sir, but I am busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Just slap a steak on the wound. Is that... Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it shouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Just stuff it in your face while you're dealing with that guy. I'm sure there's a way to get the Fortnite dance in somehow. Is that axe head at all practical? Let's take a look. I mean, I guess it's not super impractical. It's true, you did have it in Dark Souls 3. I have to go back and pick up the quest. I was distracted by thoughts of the Fortnite dance. Inside. Ride your horse up the stairs. This is a good idea. Okay. Might I have a word with you, Darius? It concerns the chirurgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete such a device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemic mixtures, there's a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. Must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. So who among the Scions would you say plays Fortnite? Alize definitely plays Fortnite. Ida definitely plays Fortnite. Alfino? Yeah, Alfinod would play Fortnite, but he wouldn't admit to playing Fortnite. Alfino would just play Fortnite secretly. Yep, definitely deny it. Urianger would play Fortnite with Alize and Alfino, but he wouldn't be very good at it. Thancred would not play Fortnite. He would be confused about Reen playing Fortnite. And maybe try it then, just to try to be a cool dad. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. Yes, the cores. Estinian would just accidentally break the PC. It's true. Thancred would call them nerds. Yeah. What an amazing device. But is this truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While it's certainly impressive, I have no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is effective as he claims, it will soon be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Where thee the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. That's right. God says no. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Alize would not play Fortnite. She would play CSGO and make fun of the other Scions for playing a baby game. Yeah, and she'd be super toxic in CSGO. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. Truly. Before we can persuade Lord Dremont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guillaume that we are not his enemy. But how might we go about doing that? We know little and less of the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Corthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of White Brim Front. Share your findings with Alfino on the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. I'm sure he can. Man, I can't wait to go play Endwalker and go to old Charlayan. And have more Elizin be rude to me in an insular city-state. Inquisitor Guillaume. Yes, of course I know of him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to White Brim Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddied, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the night's watch. While the strong home slept, we walked the halls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I've lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Guillaume rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe him my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. So long as we can punch Fortnite level year, then you're fine with Ishgard 2.0. I'm looking forward. I would very much like to punch him, but I would definitely settle with Alfino or Alize, giving him a nice crack in the yap. I think they've earned it. Their dad's that much of a jackass. Or you know what? His wife hitting him with a rolling pin when he comes home. I just disowned our children that you were so very worried about, dear wife. I'm sure that'll go over very well at home. Inquisitor Guillaume, I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak, unbeliever. Aye, we have learned your deeds at the witch drop, and I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you! Oh no. It's Patrick. Under Inquisitor Guillaume's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. Because a man going days without sleep would definitely not make any mistakes. That's not suspicious. Just going days without sleep. Sometimes he climbs to the top of the watchtower and screeches like a monster. Truly a goodly man, devoted to his duties. Down here. Further down. Further still. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are arbiters of Halone's will. If they are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. That's it. That's the most that guy can give me, because I helped him, but he can't help me. Can you guys hear that chipmunk right outside my window? Shiver. Maybe if you didn't have cutouts in your clothing. Yes. In case you've yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but pay me no mind, as I hope we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Sigh. Never mind, our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries, yes? Yes, inquiries about the Inquisitor. A nutkin, you say? Is it looking for Thancred? It might be. Should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I am beginning to suspect that he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Darius. Mayhap they will provide insight to Inquisitor Guillaume's motivations. He's a fucking loon! Something troubles me about that wounded knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived in White Brim Front, I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies not but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Jaloux is not misremembering the Inquisitor's behavior, that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. Yes, let's go. Yes, the dull affairs of the Ishgardians. My, how boring. We're not supposed to interfere in local affairs. We're only supposed to catalog them, right? That's the way of it, Elf, you know. Down here. Oh. I forgot there was a way down. My God. It's a dragon. The air begins to crackle with sexual energy. Plasmoids. My God, there's a dead Inquisitor here. My God, this man's dead. Might have believed he took that dragon down with him. If so, well done. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Bloody Encyclical. This scroll contains what appears to be an official papal appointment to the position of Inquisitor. Given the contents of the encyclical, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guillaume. Newly come to Corthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an imposter, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Darius, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Swiftly now! Since Lord Drimont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of the two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim... Yes, mayhaps this is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Jaloux with the evidence you've discovered and see if that helps him recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the Enterprise. I can do that. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's like the medical building, so you've got like white mage stuff outside on the awning. Good touch. Hello, Jaloux. Oh, so you have returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Yeah, how do you feel about heresy? The Inquisitor is an impostor. Don't be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. He is a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe all that is a lie? If you are so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go speak with Sir Prunella. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped the Inquisitor carry me there. But I will never speak against the man who saved my life, even if he happens to be a dragon. A dragon in disguise. Alright. You! I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray, move along and trouble me no more. No, I want you to look at this. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know not of it. Not at all. Cast doubt. Okay. You doubt my words? Away with you. I do. I doubt your words. You know, don't you? Fury take me. I prayed this day would come. When Sir Jaloux gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Javonian abominations lashed out at him. Nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side. straining to see the enemy. But what came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family, secrets I had never told another. He said if I kept his confidence, Sir Jalot and I would be spared. But if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together, we carried Sir Jalot to the infirmary, and on his first night in White Brim front, Inquisitor Guillaume was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing seized whilst in possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Dumont. I wanted to put an end to the madness. But then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing, until the Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of White Brim front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Halenart, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that is the entire truth, I swear. Halone, forgive me for not acting sooner. So he didn't overplay his hand. She overplayed his hand for him. Well done. All right. Let's take a look at this suspicious snow mound here. A suspicious box. Time to present our findings to Drimont. Onwards and upwards. There's a car alarm outside, so you don't park outside a White Brim front. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you 3 access to the Stone Vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. It is bloody encyclical, and these draconian rosaries may speak otherwise. There had better be a very good explanation for why you were carrying these rosaries, and where did you find this papal encyclical? Fury take me, the Inquisitor is a heretic! Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale, but this evidence and your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, Darius, and for that I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. Sure thing. That thrice damned heretic has murdered countless innocents, made a mockery of our laws. Hells take him and his Dravanian allies. I'm told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded a heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Darius. Together, let us put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. You know, I think part of the blame may lie with you guys for having a, well, die if you're innocent and die if you're guilty approach to handling these things. You know? Maybe just a slight mistake having that be your form of judging heresy. But anyways, it's time for heresy. Wash away. Away we go. The whatever man Halone will sort it out approach to justice. Very good. Very thorough and correct. Alright, let's rescue this dude. Ugh. Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drimont arrives, we are to confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to go quietly, we will need to use force. Are you prepared for that eventuality? Boy, am I. Heresy! You needn't tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Halone's halls. Only the wicked. But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I have never questioned the teachings of Halone. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. My lord Drimont, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am at present conducting an interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain! I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Guillaume, and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Ishgard by your own, or to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. Man, he turned fast. Grave allegations indeed, but you'll find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that to which I owe no allegiance? No, Lord Drimont, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? You whose hands are cast black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence? Ha! All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Drimont, then come. Let us see how Ishgardian steel fares against Dravanian fang and claw. Never mind Ishgardian steel. Guillaume really said, no you. It's true. I'm not the heretic. You guys are the heretics. You belong in this boat, Snake. My ancestors are smiling on me, Ishgardian. Can you say the same? That fits a little too well. That's a little too close. As brave in death as he was in life. Eye for an eye. Man, that's an old buff! Do you guys remember Eye for an Eye? Oh man. That's positively ancient. Positively ancient. Yeah, Eye for an Eye was great. I forgot all about it though. Grant me the strength to smite our enemies. I wish I could interrupt that. Oh my god! How can this be? It's an Avis. Now, you're supposed to attack me while I've got counterattack up, man. Come on. Do this right. God. He said reborn! He said the thing! Spirit Dart. You remember Spirit Dart? I remember Spirit Dart. Wow. There's also a wyvern there. Fine. Perish. Be gone, foul dragon. Spirit Dart. I can't remember if that was a thing outside of PvP, but I very much remember it from PvP. I think it might still be a thing in PvP. My glamour's dispelled. That's right. Always carry glamour dispellers. Your plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. You may not recall the many Ishgardians I have sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been repaid with blood, and for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within stone Vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, White Brim Front shall fall. My god, he's dead. Defiant to the last. Leave the body for the crows. His ilk deserves not better. Excuse me, I've already carried enough dead bodies. Thank you. I don't need more. Darius, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. Should have never been asked to intervene in Ishgardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you into our midst. It is past time you were reunited with your airship. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at White Brim Front, and bring your associates. The strange, white-haired man with beard and snotty little elf boy. Oh no, a fate. It's Sebek. Why is that a hunt mark? Heh. Bum 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 bum. Oh boy. Where have you been, Darius? The false inquisitor has been slain, has he? Yes, well, his tale was always like to end in bloodshed. I'm glad you helped, Elf, you know? Man. Your, like, crew has so much more, like, hands-on. Like, their role is so much more involved going forward. Like, I forgot how, like, hands-off Alfino is here. Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask that you not revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate once we have secured the Enterprise. I am sure you will agree it is past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pray, or pay Lord Drumont a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow you anon. Alright, we're going in. It's finally Stone Vigil time. Stone Vigil was one of many dungeons in 2.0 that was actually kind of difficult if you didn't have a good party. The third or fourth time I ran Stone Vigil, we didn't abandon, we ran out of time. So that should tell you, like, if you had a bad healer, it was basically impossible to win the last fight. Because the things that the dragon places on the ground were basically just instant death at the time. We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Guillaume would still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. I see now that it was fool to dismiss your claims out of hand, but you must understand it seemed too much to hope that the scions of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to be proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Jesus! Alfino, come on. Now, if you've no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, of course. It is the very least I can do, given all that you have done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. You speak of Dravanians that now hold the ruin. In part, yes, I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say, nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Korthus, from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have yet been unable to drive them out, and I cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Dumont, but there is no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We will secure our property without Ishgardian aid. Sure. You mean I'll do it all? I see. Well, that may be for the best. I will inform Sir Nethelane of your impending visit. May Helone guide you, scions. Yep. What a little rat bastard he is. At any rate, we can finally go into Stone Vigil, and then we're just a stone's throw away from Garuda. Although I particularly remember that part being a bit of a slog. We'll see. We'll see how long that takes. We may have to leave Garuda for next week. I'm gonna take a shot at it at least. More like Stoner's Vigil. You stop that. Hail, Darius. Lord Dremont has appraised me of the situation. You may enter the Stone Vigil whensoever you will. Don't think I won't. Don't think I won't. This was also a dungeon where you would occasionally run into people who don't have their job stones yet. I think it still happens, but it happened with far more regularity in 2.0. In fact, you would frequently find people who didn't have their job stones, if I remember right. Yeah. Not a good time, I'll tell you what. Yep. Over pulling, not having job stones. Had that happen in a Brayflux not too long ago. Oof. It was pretty common in Brayflux, if I remember. I mean, I'd say the only dungeon you can really reasonably expect it to happen in is Hawk Manor. Brayflux, it's kind of a bad showing. Hawk Manor's got that mix of pre-30s, I think, being admitted. But that's rough. Missing so many things if you don't have your job stone. Whew. And I don't know what it is with dragon enemies specifically, but when you're in dungeons with dragon enemies, there is always one pull that is like exceedingly dangerous. Like, there is a specific pull in Stone Vigil that kills more people than the bosses do. Or at least it used to. An old Chudo-Yudo here, being a real problem for a lot of people who didn't know to get out of the way of things. If a post-Heaven's Word job removes their crystal, do they just cease to be? Absolutely. Jamadars. Do you guys think they're called Jamadars because they get in the way of your hands? Alright. He gets it! That's not even the first time you heard that one. But I got them here. I had to make the joke again. Scholar had an Asuna, but White Mage didn't. Yeah, leeches. I think you could get leeches quite early, and that made it very strong. Taking Scholar into old content with like your Scholar abilities was way overpowered. You were basically just a 4th DPS because you didn't have to do any actual healing. Well, that's what it was. Celine had an AoE Asuna. Leeches itself, you didn't get until like absurdly late. That's what it was. But Celine had an AoE Asuna that she'd have immediately, so you'd have an Asuna right away. And in all content. Vigil ring bands. Avises were always a risky pull in this. At least back in ye olden days. And then the old proper way to do this was the tank would grab this boss and you'd pull it all the way back to the entrance to give everyone else room to deal with, well, everything, basically. Getting guys who just fight, like, here. So, like, if you want to go deal with these cannons, you gotta get, like, cleaved, potentially. It's a bad time, I tell you what. We're getting all the new Vigil gear. I'm kind of hoping I get the House for Tom armor. That'd be a cool one to wear for a bit. A really bad time, yep. The worst of times. The blurst of times, even. Oh no, Avises. I remember doing runs of this where either the tank or the healer were so undergeared that you had to manage all of your pulls so that you would only have to fight one Avis at a time. Which made the last pull especially harrowing. It's command room of some variety. Yeah, this chest used to have steel ingots, I think you could get. That you could use to build this chair at least, maybe the desk as well. And also the stone or the metal sconces for the yard that could either be red or blue. These ones. Oh no! Ice sprites. It was this pull. This pull right here was the one that killed most parties if they were going to die at some point in this dungeon. Those three Avises do surprising amounts of damage. And they also used to drop a key that you'd have to use on the strong room gate. Once upon a time. Hey look, it's the Enterprise. Alright, cutscene time. Look, it's the Enterprise. And a dragon. Don't worry about the dragon, though. Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. It's fine. The dragon is not our concern. If we have come for the airship and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. Darius, you stay here and keep an eye on that beast. If it wakes, we may need you to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? That settles it then, shall we, Sid? Yeah, it can still be a struggle if the tank's like reckless, undergeared, or just not using any cooldowns. As you command. Man, Amnesiac Sid really has no personality. Uh-oh. Somebody left some baked goods out. So you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. I'm deciding. La Habrea gets this voice.
Oh, he left before I could use the voice filter. So you mean to slay Garuda next? It's me, La Habrea. Ah. And you're aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests? A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers, the Ixal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light. Slayer of Ifrit, Bane of Titan, he needs to sound lamer? If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, this battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle, assuming, of course, that you live that long. Awaken, dragon!
Alfino, the dragon! Was that lame enough sounding? Confound it all. What, does he sound like the guy from Trivia Murder Party? I don't know. I don't make the rules. It's a mask. Oh no. You won't get away with this, Thancred. I mean, La Habrea.
Let us see how well your blasphemous gifts serve you this time, Crystal Bearer.
Alright. What is the weather that this is anyways? Just darkness? Darkness! Alright. Punch the dragon in the mouth. So you'd stand like around here, usually, to do this properly. I'll put on a voice for Laha Bread next time, in addition to any perhaps voice filters. He needs to sound as lame as possible, as befitting of his station. What do I get? Lockhart and Vigil Boots. Lockhart, I believe, is a Dark Knight weapon. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oop. Time to leave the duty. He needs to give the impression that I should shove him into the locker. Understood. I'll do my best next time. It's a blue crystal. I can't believe the dragon had a crystal. The dragon was a bearer of the crystal. And I killed him. Ah, boy, a crystal! Delicious, there's only one left. Surely Garuda won't drop the wind crystal. Surely not. Darius! Darius, are you alright? Speak to me. "12 be praised. I fear the beast had injured you." I see now why the others rated you so highly. Oh, I've got high ratings on Yelp, do I? When you were caught in the midst of that etheric bubble with the dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Oh man, I would hate to inconvenience you, Alfino. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. Holy shit, this bitch! I have quite enough to do already, which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let us go and see what he has to say. Alfino is acting like he is the main character of this story, and like everyone else thinks that too. Oh man, Fortunal, what kind of kid did you raise? Or I guess what kind of kid did the environment at Charlayan raise? Good God. Yes, heavens forfend that you be inconvenienced. He is in his chuny phase, you're right. He should be more chuny. He should be like, there's a demon in my arm. My cursed eye. His demonic witching eye. That stuff's cool. That's cool, chuny. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes, though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it will be no more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state, but if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If we are all in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I'd like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye, it is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. Indeed. Hooray, it still works. Amazing. This is all so familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... That's no use. The edgy side of him is just Estinian. And Estinian is so much cooler. Let's go. Cool saw on the back of your airship. I'm amazed it wasn't like frozen to the rock. Ah, how I have longed for the more agreeable climate of the 12s wood. Yet, I will not deny the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Ishgardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Alas, our work is far from done. We still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? I don't know, Alf, you've been resting quite a bit. Contemplation. What is it, Sid? Does the airship stir something within you that the oven mitt did not? It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew I was missing. Hardly surprising, you did design and build her. Oy vey, this kid. Had what charms, yeah. The xenophobia? I found the xenophobia terribly charming. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to make to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins, if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. What to do? Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. Ugh. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it, there must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements, but of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see, you propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Although may have not to you, Darius, we speak of the manifestations of over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Wow! Cool, thanks, Alf, Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. Ahem. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected aether composing Garuda's barrier into aether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might, a scholar by the name of Lambertaint, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marx met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of these conversations that poor Marx was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Darius, I need you to return to Thanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. 'Cause you won't do anything yourself, Alf, No, sir. Alright, to Camp Drybone. What do you guys think? Raining, not raining? It wasn't raining before. So I am going to hazard the guess that it is raining now. Alright. Let's see if we're right. We are not right. We are incorrect. Drybone wins this time. Alright, time to go speak to Lambertaint. Why yes, I am Professor Lambertaint. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly. Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. That's me, man of science. Ah, so rare it is to find fellow intellectuals in this region. 'Tis even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit, to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity towards scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egads, man, at least take the necessary precautions, so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of aether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Do we have to defend the Highbridge again? Maybe. Do I care to defend Highbridge again? I don't know. We are the defenders of Highbridge. Maybe if we go quickly, we won't have to defend that title. Don't put me to the test. I refuse. I'm busy running errands for Lambertaint. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise location to perform scientific measurements. Here's a pot, man. What have we here? A containment vessel. Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertaint. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me as out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. We'll go on. Expound. Oh, Frabjus Day, Kalu Kalay. That I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lambertaint's pupils, shall see you successfully to quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens, but something tells me that not but a perfect piece will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing waters and murderous mirror nights lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. He's one of these people. You're at work, so you can't do your defending either. Well, we can't do it if we can't assemble all the defenders of Highbridge. Just leave it to its fate then. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment of the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of Burning Wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. Ahem. I'm advancing with appropriate caution. Let's go take a look at that Gooby over here, since we talked about it in a previous stream. The remnant of the Great Goobu Wall. Look at that. It is my belief that this Gubu was present at the Battle of Cartno 5 years ago. After its rider was struck down in battle, it sought shelter from the destruction raining down on the heavens, passing through the 12wood before arriving here in Thanalin. During the journey, the seeds of myriad plants claimed to cling to its body. Though the poor Gubu succumbed to its injuries in the end, these seeds would take root and eventually sprout from its carcass. It's amazing to see such an amalgam of species from across Eorzea. To think such beauty could arise from that terrible tragedy. The gods do indeed work in mysterious ways. That's a pretty big gooby. Like, that's a really big gooby. Wow, wow. It's pretty neat, though. Cool. But yeah, there's the big Gubu corpse. Alright. To work! Where am I going? Down here? No, not that far down. Over here, the Burning Wall. This was always a cool area, but before you could fly, man, was it a pain in the ass to get down here. And these guys, really creepy looking. From FF12, right? Yeah, I believe they're from FF12. Creepy. I think they're supposed to be Allegan constructions. Alright. Time to collect our crystal. Oh man, look at this corrupted cactus. All of them. Wow. Aloe vera. Hey, there's a guy fishing over there. Away! This is probably still a bit of a runaround. I remember it being an incredible runaround before, though. But then so was Ishgard. And we got that done in fairly decent time, I would say. Would you eat the fish that live there? I don't know. I don't know. Probably a bad idea. But then, I am nothing if not full of bad ideas. I see you've come galumphing back. Have you the crystal then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambertaint will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. Chortling with joy. You think the fish that live there have like crunchy crystal bits in them? Just like etheric, corrupted ether condensing inside their bodies? Just bursting with flavor. My keen scholar's sense tells me you've obtained a corrupted crystal, am I right? Sure have. If you would grant me a moment to examine a crystal. Ah, as you desired, a corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use the crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I never would have sent you to Hahashako. But what is science if not trial and error? And you can truly say this failure? And can you truly say this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man! Think! Think, warrior of light, think! You now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the etherical studies conducted by the students of Baldician. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eye seems to have glazed over a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Yeah, you can desynth fish and get water crystals. And sand. Always sand. Just fish full of grit. Does that mean they're all Dark Knights tanking? They're just full of grit? Professor Lambertaint knows where you might find the crystal you seek. Corrupted crystals of a sufficient size are not all that common. I fear, unfortunately, for one of my students, Sina declares to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lenosia. Wait, that is not correct. Eastern Lenosia was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. Ha ha! Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was western Lenosia, Pharaoh Sirius on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense, but I can say for certain that she is still in Aleport, attempting to access the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sina's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. To Aleport. Allez, oh Aleport. Just a second. I just remembered I wanted to look something up real quick. Let's see. Looking at maps. Maps. I wanted to see what exactly the nail is in Korthus. And I'm sure there's something we can look up here. Is it not here? The Observatorium, Griffin Crossing, Camp Dragonhead. Witch Drop, the Steel Vigil, Ogre's Belly, the Weeping Saint, Natlan, Orem Vale, Seven Echoes, Monument Tower, Danfin Pass. Really, nothing? There's nothing on the nail. There appears to be nothing on the nail. That's surprising. Yeah, doesn't seem to be anything in the Central Highlands section about what the nail is. That's odd. Koji Fox, please. Probably just Allegan stuff. Alright, anyways. Corrupted crystals? Sir, I have no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. No, but look, I got a pot and everything. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lambertaten did send you. Beg your pardon. It seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Shauna, greatest... Shauna or Sienna? I don't know. Greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, gods, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. Well, thanks for sparing me the introduction. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharaoh Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I have yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck in wresting the information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. Sure thing. I will do just that. In here? No, up there. Ah, over there. Ah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all the fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. Ghosts. The island is infested with zombie ghosts. You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra? Buddy ells, lad, are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. I mean, I could just fly there now. Like, I don't even have to get ferry crossing. Just killed yourself on Bog. It's a banner of honored sacrifice. Can you get an F? That's a big F. Let's get some Fs in chat. Oh boy, that's rough. That's right. Zombie ghosts, leave this place. It is time to demand that they leave this place. Return to the countryside and you will be friends of John Freeman. The Isles of Umbra? What interest do I have in that godforsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Sirius, the Isles have become not more than a graveyard for ships, unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Sounds like a nice place, if you ask me. Big F's in chat. Big F in chat. That's rough, though. Damn. Dabog. Ah, Darius, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. You gonna cower it out? She gonna cower it out. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Pharaoh Sirius. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning the Yellow Jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It is there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. Okie dokie. Big blood rage stacking, huh? I'll have to give that a try sometime. That sounds like fun. I have to go back. She calls to me. Sings to me. Ugh, tell Mimi Doe I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or could you release me? Yes, release me. I will go tell her. Let me go. Let me go to her. Nothing weird going on here. No, sir. Oh, yeah. We were looking at NPCs just sort of in the area. Like we were traveling, like the crotch rot NPCs in the Gold Bazaar. We got some NPCs here too that were kind of funny. So you see, you hear? The captain caught him rutting like rabbits in his very bunk. Who? These NPCs. I have a mind to throw you both in the brig to rot. These two were doing it in the captain's bunk. Damn. The things that NPCs get up to. Anyways. Just another weird thing. And is it over here? There's another NPC somewhere. It might be at the dry docks and not Nailport. But Koji Fox hit an NPC talking about his son. I think it was in the dry docks. I have me a son named Isaac. That's Koji Fox slipping that in there for his son. What did Skyfrin have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. What was that about a man named Mimidoa? Wait, I know that name. That's the bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him in his wandering hands. That discovery, or at least that was mentioned during, I think, a FanFest Q&A, and Yoshi P actually didn't know that Koji Fox did that, and he found out at that panel. And I was like, yeah, it's okay, whatever. Another initiate, are you? No, then what are you? Speak up, son, I can't hear you. The golden feather. A brilliant feather reflects light as if it were actually made of gold. Bugger me! Is that what I think it is? Nah, it couldn't be. You found this, you say. Well, where'd you say you found it? Skiffrin, you say. I was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's not left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Pharaoh Sirius, he was. Company sent me to supervise a lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see. Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? You be looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra? Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gil, I'd hire some sellswords and let them sort it out. But you'll do no pitch, you will. Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see you there and back. Very well. But she's not the skipper. I have to tell her first. Fine. So you went and had a word with Mimidoa. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. Well, geez. These scholarly types are so pleasant. You mean that disgusting creature was Skifrin's superior? I find it hard to believe, but this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it is a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing about the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra without me. Alright, guys. It's 7 o'clock, which means it's quitting time. We can leave the Isles of Umbra and Garuda for next week. I don't want to get too far into this next thing, as I feel it may take me a while. There is a solo duty up ahead, and it's actually kind of interesting, so we can leave that as a good place to start the next stream. On Wednesday, I will be streaming, of course, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, will be Final Fantasy XIV, and Friday will be Guilty Gear Strive, as that will be coming out on the Friday. And I will be ready to maybe jump into an arcade mode or two. Maybe, I think I'll leave story mode for a bit so people can enjoy it of their own accord. But we will be taking a look at the story of Guilty Gear Strive at some point. I have early access, but I'm not sure if it extends to the Steam version of the game, which I will be streaming it on. So I'll be brushing up throughout the week on Strive, in early access, and then we will have it properly. Yeah, I'll be streaming the PC version just because that's one less hoop for me to jump through in terms of setting up a stream. Like, I got it going on the PS4 just fine, but it was a little scuffed. Just because there was a capture card and then it doesn't work. Yep, I have every version of Strive. I'm a big Guilty Gear mark, as I'm sure you all know by now. Anyways, that'll be all for this stream. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming, as always. Haha, yes. Such a nerd. I can't believe the guy named Frederick Bad Guy couldn't blame me for liking Guilty Gear. Alright. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming out. It was a blast, as usual, despite the rather cold reception we got at Ishgard. Always a pleasure. I'll see you all next week. Have yourselves a good weekend. Take care.